Hi friends, today's tale is perfect for Halloween. It's called Meatball's Adventurous Appetite, a pet cat's Halloween. What happens when a hungry cat meets a spooky Halloween night? Let's find out. Meatball's Adventurous Appetite, a pet cat's Halloween, written by Dr. Faye Zheng-Ward, illustrated by Roka Studio. Meatball was a messy white cat with a big fat belly and a small tuft of hair on his head. He loved to eat and then sleep with his blue blanket, but he hated baths. It was Halloween, and Meatball's big, hungry tummy growled as he watched Mrs. Jones quickly preparing chicken nuggets while getting ready to go trick-or-treating with her children. She placed the flashlight on the kitchen counter next to the ranch dressing and ketchup and went to get the chicken nuggets out of the oven. Meatball got his favorite blue blanket and jumped onto the chair next to the counter to get a little closer to the food. He closed his eyes and imagined the taste of the crispy, savory outside and juicy, tender inside of the chicken nuggets. Close your eyes. I'm sure you can imagine too. Yum! As he waited for the chicken nuggets to be ready, the easily distracted cat heard some noise outside the house that enticed him to investigate. He carelessly jumped off the chair with his blue blanket and knocked over the flashlight, sending it rolling over the counter's edge. Meatball's blue blanket went flying and covered his head when he landed on the floor. When the flashlight hit the floor, it turned on and cast Meatball in his blanket as a shadow on the wall, making him look like a big ghost. At that very moment, the children, Alex, Victoria, and Maddie, were coming down the stairs excitedly, all dressed up in their Halloween costumes, ready to go trick-or-treating with their jack-o'-lantern candy buckets in their hands. Seeing the shadow of a ghost on the wall, the spooked children screamed and covered their faces with their buckets. Just then, Meatball's blue blanket fell off his head, and he looked at the children, but only saw the scary-looking buckets. He screeched in fear, jumped, and ran in the opposite direction. The children heard Meatball's chilling outburst and thought the fat cat saw the same ghost in the house. They ran upstairs to hide. Mrs. Jones heard the commotion and followed the children upstairs to investigate, leaving the chicken nuggets, ranch dressing, and ketchup on the kitchen counter. With no one around, Meatball saw his chance with the delicious nuggets. He jumped up on the counter and devoured them quickly. After the fat cat was full, he jumped off the counter to go back to his bed for a nap. On the way there, he kicked the flashlight and it rolled behind his bed. Meanwhile, Mrs. Jones convinced the children there were no ghosts inside the house and that they should come down for dinner. She led the way downstairs with the children behind her. At the bottom of the stairs, Mrs. Jones turned to the children and said, "See, there's nothing to be afraid of." At that instant, Meatball, full and comfortable under his blanket, stretched and arched his back. With the flashlight behind Meatball's bed still on, it cast his shadow on the wall, and it looked like a ghost rising from the dead. Mrs. Jones turned her head and saw the ghost, got startled, fell backward, and her bottom landed on the stairstep. The children gasped when they saw the ghost again and said to their mother, "We told you so." The children helped Mrs. Jones get back on her feet, and she walked carefully around the house to investigate. The children stayed on the stairs and watched Mrs. Jones as she checked the house. At that moment, Meatball stretched, and they saw the ghost-like shadow on the wall again. Seeing this, Victoria, the middle child, shouted, "I think it's been Meatball all this time. He's the ghost." Mrs. Jones found the flashlight behind Meatball's bed, and everyone laughed in relief. The children then came to the kitchen counter, only to find their chicken nuggets missing. Mrs. Jones found a trail of chicken nugget crumbs and found Meatball under his blanket, covered in both ranch dressing and ketchup. Mr. Jones came home and took the children trick-or-treating around the neighborhood while Mrs. Jones bathed Meatball. Mrs. Jones held on to Meatball as he tried to escape and told him, "You became a spooky ghost and scared us, ate our chicken nuggets, and are covered in sauces. She laughed, shook her head, and gently kissed Meatball on the head. I'm going to keep both of my eyes on you. She bathed Meatball and scrubbed him down with lots of soap. She told him to behave, but the fat cat didn't hear a single word she said as he was too busy trying to escape. The children came home after they got plenty of candies from the neighbors and wanted to have fun with the flashlight to cast shadows on the walls from their ghost encounter earlier. They ran around the house with their paper bats and ghosts on sticks and used flashlights to cast their spooky shadows on the walls. The children had so much fun running around the house casting shadows, and Meatball had a great time chasing after and swatting at them. Alex, Victoria, Maddie, and Meatball were sad that Halloween was almost over as they got ready for bed. Mrs. Jones assured them that Halloween comes every year and they can have just as much fun next year. Wasn't Meatball a silly, spooky cat? Meatball is hiding in this picture. Do you see him? Thanks for reading with me today. See you next time. Bye!